This is everything you need to know about crypto airdrops today. Let's start off with liquid restake tokens, which is one of the biggest airdrop metas for 2024. Now, EtherFi released this really interesting post. Let's open it up here. And what this is showing is basically a breakdown of the different LRT options, some of the main ones anyways, and some of the pros and cons of using them. So you can see which ones have the most in terms of TVL, but also in terms of individual holders, liquidity, which is super important because if you want to be able to make swaps, there needs to be a lot of liquidity. And actually, if we look at Renzo versus EtherFi, Renzo has less than half of the liquidity that EtherFi has, but also, and really most importantly, withdrawals, number of audits, native bridging, and pie chart skills exemplary. So obviously this was produced by EtherFi, so they're going to sort of highlight that they are the best LRT, but objectively they actually are by all of these different metrics. They are the only LRT that has fully native withdrawals enabled from day one. They have the most liquidity, the most holders, the most TVL, and so there is a much lower risk of depegging and those sort of black swan events happening with an LRT like EtherFi versus an LRT like Renzo. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. If we look at the chart of Renzo versus Wrapped ETH, it's actually still depegged. Over the past day or two, it's been kind of steadily climbing back up to that peg of 1-to-1, but it's still not actually quite there yet. Now, in terms of Renzo, the snapshot for Airdrop 1 is today. They didn't say exactly when, so that could be like midnight Eastern time, or it could be midnight UTC. We have no idea, but today is the snapshot. And so in terms of my strategy moving forward, honestly, the events of the past 48 hours or so have kind of made me a little bit bearish on Renzo. So I don't think I'm going to stick with Renzo LRTs for much longer. I still do have some on Ironclad Finance trying to kind of maximize my easy points for Airdrop 1, but I'm not really worried about Airdrop 2. And I think I'm probably going to fade that. Now, actually, while I'm showing you Ironclad Finance, they actually added a new feature called looping. So now you can do automatic looping with leverage on Ironclad. Of course, I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that with Easy ETH right now, but you could do it with KelpDAO's Wrapped RS ETH, and potentially they'll add EtherFi's EETH as well in here soon. They actually haven't even enabled it with Easy ETH, probably because of the depeg that's ongoing. So I really do actually like Ironclad in terms of a DeFi app within the mode ecosystem. The borrow APY for ETH has gone way down from where it was when I first entered into this position, and now they've actually made it a lot easier to loop up with leverage if you're interested in taking that risky additional step to get extra exposure to these airdrops. And then one final point on Eigenlayer and restaking. So if you are restaking any ETH directly with Eigenlayer, I mentioned this previously, but you need to choose a validator to delegate your tokens to. So I have actually chosen Stones Global, and the reason why is because they're a legit team. They've been around for a while, they're backed by some trusted people, and also they are giving additional rewards to people that delegate their Eigenlayer restake to them. So the way that it works is actually once you delegate to Stones via the Eigenlayer app, you can go to their website and track your loyalty points and earn additional rewards from these guys. You have to delegate anyways to remain in the active restakers category for Eigenlayer and to continue earning Eigenlayer points, but you might as well also choose a validator that's going to give you additional rewards, and this is one of the good ones. They're not the only ones, but they're the ones that I've chosen. Not with this wallet, but with one of my other wallets. All right, next, let's talk about Zeta Markets. So this is the perp dex on Solana that I've been farming over the past week or two, trying to rank up for their airdrop. It's coming imminently, and they actually just released today a new update on the tokenomics. So they've increased the amount of the supply for the airdrop basically by 2%. The first round is going to be 8% of the total supply, up from 6%. And most of that is going to people based exclusively on Z-score. So the more that you trade on the DEX, the more that you get. They also have 1% in the first airdrop round going to strategic Solana communities. So I'm not sure if that means NFT communities or something else, but this is obviously great news. They've increased the total amount going to the community, and we love to see that. In terms of still trading on the platform to qualify, I think we're running out of time. They just finished up their 4x points boost, and the token is supposedly coming within the next week or so. So I'm kind of winding down my Zeta Markets perp trading. just want to keep the rank that I have now. Okay, next up, for the Zero Lend, Zero Token launch. They were previously supposed to launch on April 29th. They were building up so much hype and teasing it on Twitter, and today they announced that they're actually delaying it by 1 week to May 6th. Now, they do have a justification for this, which is that they're trying to onboard a bunch of additional exchanges so that on day one, the token is live and tradable in a bunch of different places, increasing the liquidity. So I don't know. I think it's not great that they're delaying the launch by a week, but it's not the end of the world. And in terms of the tokenomics, they're actually not bad. 18% of the total supply is going to airdrops and early zero farmers from the Zero Lend platform. And then in terms of the team allocation, that's 5% plus a 5% treasury. They're propping up liquidity, and there was a private sale and some advisors in there as well. But not terrible tokenomics, and the fact that they're delaying it a week, it is what it is. Can't do anything. In other news, round 3 of the Puff airdrop campaign is now live. In terms of what you need to do if you want to continue to participate, you need to go to the alchemy table here. And there's 2 options. You can brew the blue potion here by bonding Puff tokens, and then you can brew the blue vial by bonding METH tokens. One thing to note here is that if you do this, you're locking up your tokens for about a month until May 24th. And then in terms of the rewards for doing this, you're going to get another airdrop of the Puff token when this round is finished, but you're also going to get these new tokens they're introducing, blue magic tokens. So if you stake 1 METH for a month, you get 10,000 blue magic tokens times the number of days, so 10,000 tokens per day. And for the Puff token staking, you get 2 blue magic tokens per day. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just stake all of the Puff that I have, so 7,500 Puff. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to bond 1 METH, and I'm lock that up for a month as well. So that's all that you have to do right now. You'll start accumulating these blue magic tokens, and obviously the earlier that you lock it up, the more you're going to get in terms of these tokens and then the Puff airdrop rewards as well. And these new tokens, the blue magic tokens, are going to be used to get additional rewards from the Puff penthouse. So actually, if we go over here, you can toggle the 3D version of this. They've got this fun 3D interactive version of the website I was just showing you. So on the left here at this table, that's where you can stake your assets by interacting with this. So I've already started accumulating those blue magic tokens. And then over here on the right, there's going to be some interactions for those tokens, some games that you can play and ways that you can earn additional rewards. So that's all you have to do for now. And when there's more stuff, I'll bring you an update. Okay, next, within the Solana ecosystem, there's a new liquid stake token, this one coming from Helios Labs, but also will give you exposure to the Sanctum airdrop. It's called HSOL. It works the same way as all of the other liquid stake tokens on Solana, where you just hold it and accrue staking yield. And if you want to get some of it, you can go to the Sanctum application itself and swap SOL into it. And then in terms of benefits outside of the Sanctum airdrop and the staking yield itself, Mert, who is the founder of Helios, says that everyone who stakes with it will feel like it's one of the best decisions they've made. Now, I'm not sure if that's a little bit of hyperbole or if he's hinting at some other potential benefits, but I think for the Sanctum airdrop, it looks like having some liquid stake tokens from a bunch of different providers is going to be a solid strategy, and this is a good one to consider. Next up, speaking of Solana, the Camino token is finally coming. It's coming on April 30th. They finally announced the day when we'll be able to claim our allocations. So next Tuesday, we'll be able to claim the token, and immediately it's going to be stakeable on the platform. So they say Camino holders will be able to stake Camino in the app to boost your Camino points and continue to rank up for round 2 of the airdrop. So it's great that this one is finally coming through because it was announced and we saw our eligibility weeks ago. Although since this was a purely linear airdrop, it doesn't look like it's going to be a massive payday for people that didn't have a huge amount of capital. Next up, if you are staking the Saga token, which was airdropped to Tia and Atom stakers just a couple of weeks ago, they announced today that they've taken a snapshot. So if you did get that airdrop and you decided not to sell it right away, I hope you did stake it because they were hinting that there's going to be further benefits, so we'll see what comes from this snapshot. Next up, the Mantle staking event with Athena is fully over. So if you still have staked MNT tokens, those will start to accrue rewards of the new partner that they've got, which is MISO, but you do need to claim your M shards by May 5th. So you have basically about a week to claim those shards, and if you don't, they'll be forfeited. You can go to the Mantle reward station right now, claim them, and then convert them into the ENA token. Next up, in case you missed yesterday's video and you want to continue farming the Linea airdrop, they did launch the next phase of their voyage, which is called the Surge. Now, right now, what you need to do is go to this webpage right here and connect your wallet, assign a gasless message, and then you're actually going to be a part of this round of the campaign. You do need an invite code, so you can use mine if you want to. And then in terms of actually getting bonuses and the XP from this, you can currently deposit 0.1 ETH or more into a liquidity pool on Linea to get an early adopters bonus. And then soon they will be releasing more information on what to do to get LXPL, which is the new token that's going to be coming from this version of the voyage. Next up, if you use the Hey.xyz app on the Lens protocol, someone found that they actually launched a points system. So you can click on your profile thing here and then click down here and see how many points you have or what your Hey score is. There's been some speculation that there could be an airdrop that comes from this. So obviously the more that you interact on the protocol, the higher your score will be. With this right here, I have a very low score because I really don't do much on Hey or on Lens at this point. Next up, another thing that people have found is that the Tyco token has been deployed on mainnet. So you can actually click this link here and open up the blockchain explorer. So here, the TKO token has actually been deployed on mainnet. This was confirmed to be real by the Tyco team. So maybe an airdrop is actually finally coming soon. Although just yesterday they launched their latest version of the testnet. Supposed to be finally the actual final version of the testnet, but they said that before. Anyways, just another quick reminder that you should interact with this new version of the testnet, even if it's just do a couple of simple things. And actually, I posted a link to a tutorial on how to do that in yesterday's video. So far, the Tyco token has been deployed, and then 2 transactions were completed to split up the total supply of 1 billion into 2 pools of 500 million. So we'll see what happens with this. And then finally, a couple of quick things. There's going to be a public testnet for Initia, and I think this is probably going to be an incentivized public testnet. So if people have been looking for another free airdrop to start farming or a testnet airdrop to get in on the ground floor, this could be a decent option. It looks like it's almost here, so as soon as it's live, I'll bring you an update. And then finally, there's a couple of Galaxy quests for Mantra Chain that just went live. This one ends on May 3rd, and this one ends on May 9th. So if you want to continue participating in these, definitely go and check those out. That's it for today's video. Hopefully you found this useful as always. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.